Hey guys, I'm sure you've heard about Samsung cheating in benchmarks by now, so I thought I'd make a quick video to show you what's going on and what it means, and also my thoughts on it. So you can see right here I've got a system monitor up and it shows 3 cores offline, 1 core online at minimum frequency. If we open up an app, the cores come online and frequencies ramp up based on load. Then they offline and the frequencies go back down when the app is loaded. That's normal behavior. That's what a CPU should do. You get performance when you need it and it idles when you don't to save battery. Now what Samsung is doing is detecting when a benchmark is launched, for example Geekbench 2, and you can see that even though we're idling and the app is loaded, all the cores are online and the frequency is at max and it's locked in. They don't fluctuate like we saw before. So this is not normal behavior. Now I should mention it's not just Samsung doing this, although they are getting all the bad press. It's also been seen on the HTC One and LG G2. If I pull up my Nexus 4 here, you can see it doesn't have that problem. If I start up Geekbench 2, the core's online to start up the app, but then once the app is loaded, the cores turn back off and the frequencies ramp back down. That's normal behavior. That's what it should be doing. I think one of the most annoying things here is Samsung is taking the time to actually code this into their software instead of doing something more productive like concentrating on user experience. You can see if I open up Geekbench 3, it is actually coded to specific apps because Geekbench 3 is a little bit newer and I guess they didn't include that. And you can see here the cores are offline. This is what it should be doing normally. So you're probably wondering what the advantage gained is. Well, let's run this on the Nexus 4 and Galaxy S4 and watch the cores when I press start. Now the Galaxy S4 is obviously already maxed out. The Nexus 4 takes around 1 to 2 seconds to reach all cores online, so the Galaxy S4 gained an advantage. It's already running at full performance constantly, whereas the Nexus had to wait for a significant load to turn on its cores, which obviously takes a little bit longer, so it's going to get a boost in benchmark scores. So let's just quickly mention the Note 3, and it scores on Geekbench 3 with a benchmark booster 2,986. Without the benchmark booster, it scores 2,487. That's about a 15 to 16% increase just from this tweak that Samsung are doing here. So you can see how much of a difference it actually makes. And it really makes it kind of hard to actually compare devices with benchmarks, and that's why I've always said take benchmarks with a pinch of salt, because they can be manipulated and you're seeing it from big companies right here. So in my opinion, and when I run benchmarks, I like to run in performance mode with all the cores online and the frequency locked on max, just like the Galaxy S4 is doing. This way you get the maximum performance from your hardware, which is essentially what we want to see when we run a benchmark, right? So you can see on Geekbench 3 on the Galaxy S4, which by the way doesn't have benchmark booster, the cores are offlining and onlining all the time, so this isn't going to give us the maximum performance of the hardware. So while I think morally it's wrong what these companies are doing, and I don't agree with it at all, I wouldn't exactly call this cheating. Now, it's very sneaky and they could go about it a lot better, like maybe give us a performance toggle instead of secretly hiding code in the software, but I don't think it's cheating. However, that isn't the only thing Samsung has been caught doing, and this next thing I do consider hardcore cheating. On the Exynos version of the Galaxy S4, when 3D Mark was detected, it actually raised the thermal limits of the device and got access to a higher GPU frequency that no other app does, including games. So that extra performance wasn't available outside the benchmarking app and was obviously going to increase the scores. So that's blatant cheating from Samsung, and that really needs to be stamped out because that's just terrible. So yeah, that's pretty much what you need to know about this whole cheating and benchmarks thing. Yeah, peace out.